Again, thanks for spending some time with us tonight. Not expecting this to run real long. We just want to have a great opportunity here to get together and to share some information about the upcoming STEM Adventure Day Camp. I know some folks have been curious about it. How does this compare to day camp that's happened at Camp Garrison the last couple of years? What's new? What's different? And some other specific questions around it. So really excited to be able to share that information tonight, and we're going to jump right into it. So welcome. Tonight's agenda, a few things that we're going to run through just so you kind of understand the flow of the evening. We're going to talk about what is STEM Adventure Day Camp. Going to talk through what's similar to day camp last year and what's changing, what's new. Anton is going to go through our program schedule, and then we'll also go through some sign up reminders and also final questions, as I had mentioned. So we're going to hop right into this. Just want to do a couple of quick introductions for Anton and myself. My name is John Bickle. I'm our Director of Outdoor Adventures for the Cradle of Liberty Council. And in the day camp purpose, I'm our day camp director for the STEM Adventure Day Camp. Really excited for the summer ahead and this exciting day camp opportunity that we've been building over the last few years. And really excited to share this information with you tonight. So we also have Anton Meyer joining us. Anton's our program director for the STEM Adventure Day Camp. He's had a myriad of roles for those that are in our scouting community. Anton's active with our youth leadership training team, active in his troop, and many other ways. So as well as previous camp staff experience. So excited to have Anton joining our day camp team this year, and really appreciate you being with us, Anton.
Yeah, of course.
I didn't get that.
All right, so let's dive right into it. So what is STEM Adventure Day Camp? So for those that have joined us at day camp the last couple of years at Camp Garrison, STEM Adventure Day Camp is continuing on that foundation that we've built over the last few years. We've successively been offering more weeks of day camp because we want to be able to offer a tremendous program for your kids. That's our only goal, is that we want to be able to offer a safe and fun program for your kids this summer. This year, we're going to be able to do that throughout 6 weeks of fun and adventure. So STEM Adventure Day Camp is day camp, the day camp program that we've offered, but this year we're adding a STEM focus to it. For those of you that have noticed, we have a new brand that we've been using called the Outdoor Adventure Lab. The Outdoor Adventure Lab is like I said, a new brand that we're using to welcome everyone from the community up to Muster Scout Reservation. We see the value in getting as many kids as possible into an outdoor adventure. When we hear parents talk about what their kids need the most, it's that interaction in a setting that's not so structured like school. So we want to be able to provide programs, whether some of these programs for the Outdoor Adventure Lab include school field trips out to camp. They include team building opportunities for teenagers, for adults, and as well as weekend programs like Adventure Fest that we held last weekend and this STEM Adventure Day Camp. All of those things are as I often say, they're flying under the Outdoor Adventure Lab flag, so we can welcome everyone in the community into the outdoors. So STEM Adventure Camp is this day camp with this STEM focus. So each of our weeks, as Anton's going to talk about, has a little bit of a different theme, but each of those themes are STEM focused. That way it kind of ties the summer together while keeping it fun, exciting, and really hands-on. STEM Adventure Day Camp is hosted at Camp Garrison. Like I mentioned before, it's 6 weeks of fun, and we are part of this greater Outdoor Adventure Lab that we are really excited to get this new program off the ground. So when comparing it to, the last 2 years of day camp that we've offered, what's staying the same? So for those that are in Cub Scouting, this is the day camp for Cub Scouts in Northern Montgomery County. For those of you that are joining us tonight that don't understand that language, that's great. We're thrilled to have you. That's the whole point of the Outdoor Adventure Lab. Our Cub Scouts have been able to join us for day camp at Camp Garrison the last 2 years, and this is a continuation, like I said before, a continuation of that foundation where we're welcoming both our Cub Scouts and also kids from the wider community without the requirement to be a scout. We are still hosting day camp at Camp Garrison. Camp Garrison provides such a perfect backdrop to be able to host a day camp. We have room for each of the stations to be able to spread out. They have room to be able to do the activities, but also room to, kind of run around and have some fun. And Camp Garrison just provides all of those things that we need, in addition to, a safe facility, bathroom facilities that are up to the 21st century, as well as the ability to have cover where everybody's under cover in inclement weather. So we're continuing to offer camp at Camp Garrison. In addition, so we use the STEM word a lot. In addition to the STEM, though, we're still going to include BB, archeries, and other outdoor fan favorites like fishing and hiking. So don't worry, all of those things are still part of our day camp. We just have an overall STEM focus this year. And for those that are in Cub Scouts, the day camp will have advancement woven in. Anton's going to touch on that a little bit further. And like I've said a couple of times now, we're focused on fun and safety. We want to make sure that your kids can get outside, have a great summer camp experience in a safe outdoor manner. So that's our goal. What's changing this year? What's new? There's a lot that's new and exciting. First of all, the language. Like I said before, we're not calling it Cub Scout Day Camp this year. Now we're calling it STEM Adventure Day Camp, because it really is, we're focusing on STEM, but it still has that adventure in the name, because the kids are going to have a great time doing more than just STEM. But STEM is launching rockets. It's learning about the creek biodiversity. It's learning about computers and how we even use computers when we're in the outdoors for things like geocaching. This year, we're opening camp to all kids, so not just Scouts, but all kids. And in addition to just the elementary school kids, we are welcoming kids that are going into grades 1 through 8. So, as kids graduate school this year, the kids that are going into grades 1 through 8 in the fall are welcome to join us for STEM Adventure Day Camp. We're offering 6 weeks of fun. Like I mentioned, we're continuing to build, and we're excited to be able to offer 6 weeks of fun this year. We want to be able to be a day camp that you're able to put your son or daughter in for multiple weeks this summer. And Anton's going to talk a little bit in a bit about how you're able to do that and how we've structured the program so that way your kids can have fun for 6 weeks instead of just doing the same thing. We'll have a larger staff. Both the paid and volunteer staff will be supporting your kids and making sure that they have a safe experience. We have station directors, we'll have station staff that will help provide this great program, and we'll also have the lab leaders that will lead each group around to each of the stations. So really excited about that. And we're also bringing back the busing and the before and after care. So we'll touch on that a little bit more later. Anton, can you talk about the weekly themes and program schedule?
Yeah, definitely, John. So a lot of what John just said is also related into what these themes and our program schedule actually are for this summer. So we already talked about it a lot. STEM, our science, technology, engineering, math. That is the main focus of this camp. It's something that nowadays kids are taught in school, but this is putting it into a outdoor, practical, hands-on experience. So every week of the 6 weeks is a different theme. Our first one being bursting in the summer. That's different sorts of simple machines, pulleys, levers, stuff like that. Undercover mission, they'll learn a lot about spies, maybe some fingerprinting. Amazing animals and night crawlers, that's learning about our wonderful wildlife there at Camp Garrison, some creatures you may not be able to see back at home. The 4th of July weekend, Rockets Red Glare, they're going to be shooting off model rockets, all sorts of different things like that. Living it up in space, learning about our solar system, and then that Tech Bite, which is technology, coding, and computers. So these are all really great STEM related themes. And like John talked about, each week is different. So you can have your child or your Cub Scout go through multiple weeks, and every single week is going to be a different STEM theme. Now, on top of that, like we said, this is still sort of a Cub Scout day camp. There's those outdoor activities that are offered at Camp Garrison: archery, fishing, hiking. All those things that you can do at the camp are still going to be there each week, just sort of molded around whatever the theme is. In terms of advancement opportunities, like John said, there is opportunities for those registered and whether Cub Scouts or Scouts BSA to earn some advancement. The Cub Scout Adventure Loops, a lot of what we go over, there are advancements similar to the themes of the week, as well as if we have attendees in middle school who are in Scouts BSA, they may be able to earn a merit badge or two while they're there, relating to whatever theme of the week they are at. So once again, this is really overall a big focused on STEM camp, but it's bringing in those outdoor Camp Garrison, activities as well. So we're really looking forward to putting on this program. We have a lot in store.
Yeah, amen, Anton. And one of the questions that was in the Q&A here was, what merit badges will the older kids earn for Scouts BSA? And that's going to differ by the week. Each of those merit badges, we're going to be working on at least one, if not two merit badges each week. Be honest, we have not lined out exactly which ones yet. That'll be coming in the next month. But each week there will be at least one, if not two merit badges that'll pertain to that week's theme. So it will vary throughout the summer.
Right.
All right, some important information about pricing and signing up. So for those who are in scouting, we offer a discount for our scouts, as well as multiple weeks, if you attend multiple weeks, or if you have multiple kids attending camp. We want this camp to be affordable, something that your families feel is within reach. So if you are in scouting or you're attending for multiple weeks, you get a discount. And if you're not in scouting, it's still an affordable camp. Compared to other camps, we've made sure that we've priced ourselves at a point where you're getting a great program, but it's also affordable for your family to attend. So kids in elementary school come for $2.99 a week. For the general public, if you're a scout, we look at it like a member discount. It's $2.55 for the week. For kids that are in middle school, it's $3.15 a week for the general public, $2.70 for that member discount if you're a scout. In addition to the basic pricing, we also, like I mentioned, we're bringing back that before and after care and busing. So we're doing the before care, 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. That price, just the before care, is $25 a week. We're also doing aftercare for that 4 to 5:30 block, and that will be $30 a week. But if you do the before and after care, it'll be $50 for the week, as well as busing. Busing is also $50 a week, and we'll be planning out the routes for the buses based on who actually registers for busing. So in the past, we've set bus stops, kind of preset them, and people have said, "Oh, I'm too far from this one," so they haven't signed up. So this year, we're trying to make it a little bit easier for our families, and we're gonna design the bus stops around those around where people sign up for the busing for each individual week. I haven't said it yet, but I can't believe it. But you can learn more about the STEM Adventure Day Camp by visiting outdooradventurelab.org/day camp. So this is our pricing again. We want to make sure that this camp is affordable for your family. So that's why we've set the pricing here. I'm sure you can find a whole lot of day camps that are a whole lot more expensive. But we want to make sure that this is an affordable, fun program for your kids to attend this summer. So that way you can attend multiple weeks. And last but not least, we'd love to have you sign up today. You can scan the QR code to sign up today. Takes you right to the registration, so you can sign your kids up for camp. But also, you can also take a screenshot of this, and we'll be posting this and plenty of the sign up links on Facebook and the website and everything. So really encourage you to use that website, and we'll be posting this webinar as well. But also reach out to us. Don't hesitate to reach out to us with questions. Day Camp Director at mussersr.org. Musser Scout Reservation is where we hold, is Camp Garrison, I should say. Camp Garrison is part of the Musser Scout Reservation. So that's what the at mussersr.org means for those who aren't familiar. So reach out to us with questions. Anton or I will get back to you if you reach out to Day Camp Director at mussersr.org. Again, we're really excited for camp. Can't wait for this summer. It's going to be a great time. We're excited for this new program with a little fresh, it's going to have a little fresh face to it, but it's going to be that normal fun you've been expecting from camp for the last several years. So we're going to take a look at the Q&A, see if there's anything in here to answer. Any questions we need to review here, Anton?
Yeah, there's a good one here from Helene, who asks, will scouts be grouped together by level? So wolves, bears, weeblos, or are they being mixed with non-scouts?
Great question, Helene. Thanks for asking that one. So this year is going to be different than the past. Before, we've told you how you're going to be grouped with people. This year, we're going to be doing a pre-camp survey that will ask you if you prefer to be grouped with a certain group of people. We will naturally be grouping people by age, but if you prefer to be grouped with other friends, if you say, hey, I really want my kid to be with, one of their friends or a whole group of friends, you'll have an opportunity to tell us that as we get closer to camp. So the answer is that most of the time the kids will be grouped by age, but there is an opportunity to be grouped by, if you're a Cub Scout and your whole pack's going together and you want to be grouped together, we're happy to accommodate that. If you're just like, hey, my kid is only going to know one other person, I want to make sure that and both parents say, hey, yeah, we want to make sure they're together, then we'll make sure to accommodate those requests as well.
Right. And then Helene also asks, are they doing an opening and closing ceremony like we may have done at previous camps with the oath and the law?
Yeah, and that answer is yes, without a doubt. We'll be doing, an opening and closing ceremony each day. The closing ceremony will be a little bit different each day based on what they've learned, but the opening ceremony will be a big our opportunity to both gather the entire camp together and also relay some information that needs to be shared with everyone. So there will be an opportunity for the kids to gather in those with those ways. Yep.
Yeah, and then the last thing from Helene, because they asked a couple questions, but is if den leaders or other adults want to stay with their group, can they, go around with the group and attend certain days of camp? I think I know the answer, but if you want to go ahead and say, John.
Yeah, sure. I mean, yes, the answer is yes. We would love to have extra hands and extra volunteers helping us out. We'll have our camp staff, but the more the merrier is always kind of my theory when we're working with elementary and middle school kids. So yeah, without a doubt, we would love to help. If you're able to give your time the entire week, that's certainly preferred, just so there's some consistency and you know what to expect. And the kids know who you are, but we'd be happy to take that help. Yeah.
And then another question that came in was, how are we promoting this camp to attract those who are not involved in scouting?
Oh, great question. Yeah. So, one of the exciting things that we've been able to do this year that we haven't been able to do before because of being, close to the community. Now that we're open to the community, we've actually been advertising in several of the what do you call them, like the camp guides and the local newspapers. So I think we've been in 4 or 5 of the local newspapers that are around Musser. So there was the Reporter, the Times Herald, I want to say the Mercury, and 2 of the Bucks County papers we had the opportunity to be in. So in their camp guide. So we were excited about that. There's also a couple like camp websites that we've posted this on, as well as we've been doing some running ads and other promotion on Facebook. So I'm sure there's a bunch of other ways that we could be promoting. If you have any ideas or any connections, I'd love to hear that. If you are willing to share that, reach out to us at that camp director, day camp director email address. Would love to hear that. So yeah, we're just excited to get more kids in the camp that more than just our, what's been our normal sphere of Cub Scouts.
Yeah. Another question just came in from Ebony. She hopped on late, but she's asking, is this a daily camp? So yes, this camp is daily during the day.
Exactly. Yeah. Daily camp, and they're in 1 week increments. So we're offering 6 weeks of camp, but they're in daily and 1 week increments.
Yeah.
And we will just, if anybody else had hopped on late or had to jump off early, you wouldn't actually hear this, but we will be posting this webinar. So that way others who either weren't able to join us or if you ended up joining late, you're able to get all this information. So, and we'll probably be doing this again before camp. We want to make sure that everybody can learn about this and have a chance to join us this summer. We're excited. It's going to be a ton of fun. We already have 300 kids signed up across the 3 weeks. So, and there's been some real excitement around it, and we're hoping to get even more kids signed up.
All right, let's see if any more questions come in here. Here's one. So how many children will be in those groups that we talked about earlier with a given staff member?
So it'll be roughly 20 kids with 2 staff members that are in a group together. But then in addition to those 2 staff members, there will also be a staff member or 2 that are leading each station. So you really end up having 3 to 4 people for that group of 20 kids as they're participating in each station. So that way we're keeping our ratio of youth to staff as low as possible, to make sure that we can work hands-on with any kids that need help.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else, Anton?
Nothing else.
Awesome. Sounds great. Well, everyone, again, we really appreciate you spending some time with us tonight. We hope that this was informational. We hope it was also a little bit of fun, and that you learned something that you're as excited about camp as we are. If your kids are already signed up, awesome. We really appreciate that. If your kids aren't signed up yet, we'd love to have your kids sign up, and also share this with friends. If you know other friends that are looking to get their kids into a day camp, whether it's 1 week or all 6, we'd love to have you and your kids join us. And remember, you can learn more about camp at outdooradventurelab.org/daycamp, or reach out to Anton and I with questions. Camp director, Anton's our program director, at daycampdirector@mussersr.org. Thanks, everybody. We hope you have a great night, and we will talk to you soon. Can't wait to see you at camp.